Let's see if we can get that light. All right. All right. Hello, everybody. So, uh, let's sort of recap today. I want to thank Charlie, one of our subscribers, for meeting me at Lake of the Woods. We had a great day. We went in his Zodiac, and um, we just had a great day again. I mean, got lots of fish. He caught a beautiful trout. I caught a beautiful trout, and my biggest trout ever. Good 3.5, 4 pound trout. It was just a massive trout. Uh, it was huge, and I got it on my ultralight, which felt like it was like this big, but this was a full torso trout. Really beautiful. Oh yeah, I wish we tried to get a picture of it, but I'm holding it, posing with it. Charlie didn't know how to work my camera. By the time I tried to show him how to work my camera, I lost the fish. It jumped out of my hand and back in the water, which was fine. I wasn't planning on keeping it anyway, and he'd already been out of the water a little too long. So, but it was a beautiful, 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 beautiful trout. And he caught a beautiful trout just after that. We caught him on rapalas, on jerkbaits. And normally you don't, actually, with big trout, you usually do. And I want you to know that I also went to the store and I wanted to get some very small lures for my ultralight. So I got this one. This little guy right here. I bought 3 of them. You know why? Because when I bought one, I caught a smallmouth on it right away. I caught a largemouth on it right after that. I caught maybe 15 trout, all within about an hour with this lure. Tiny little thing. And this little guy, I had to reel in really, really slow, because any faster than really slow, this thing sort of did circles. So this one, oh my goodness, this was a magic bait on my ultralight. I just kept catching stuff left and right with it. It was just boom, $3 bait, worth it. So some new stuff. First of all, I got me a neck gaiter from kastking. Look at that. It even matches my shirt. Look at that. Matches my shirt. Look at that. That's my shirt. Very cool, huh? Nice neck gaiter from kastking. Also, I got some new bait. I got this. It's all in Japanese. And actually Chinese. It's in Chinese. I'm sorry. I can actually read Chinese. At least I used to. And this is a blue creature bait I got for free. And so nifty little thing, huh? Nice big paddle tails on them. We'll see. Blue works really good. So got some nice hits on blue today. And by the way, Charlie, I gave him use some of my lures, and I wanted him to get a topwater hit, and he got a topwater hit. He got his first bass today, actually several bass. We were pulling up crappie like crazy in one spot. He got his largest, trout of his life, his personal best. We had a great day. He's a good guy, and I want to thank Charlie. Hey, yeah, I got green screen. Yeah, you see it in some of my new videos. Yeah, this bait is magic. This bait was catching everything. In an hour, it caught about 15 fish in about an hour. Like every other cast, fish was jumping on this thing. How could you go wrong? Yeah, well, that's what he said. It was so funny. Charlie says, "Oh, I always wanted to go out with a professional." I said, "No. Terrible at fishing." It's like, there's no professional. I'm not a professional. Oh, I wanted to show you this other one. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, here. This was $5. This is a lipless jerk that was being sold in the store. This isn't for, hey, Alex. Oh, that's the lure. That is it. I've never heard of the brand, but it was just in the store, and I knew the way it looked and everything, it was going to work. And the first cast out, I caught a nice smallmouth. I mean, it fought. I wanted something really light for my ultralight. And then the second cast out, I got a nice size largemouth. And then I went over to the dock, the marina, and I just started catching trout like crazy with it. So there's this one. This is a really cool lipless crank. It's a lipless crank, but I want you guys to see the gills. Look at that. I didn't use it today because I didn't. This is a 1/2 ounce, and I don't want to put this on my ultralight. I bought it at the end of the day. But look at that. I mean, that is just crazy looking, right? I mean, it's just wild looking. I just got to see what kind of action this does in the water. It's really cool looking. But yeah, it's a lipless crank, and I love the gills. And that's got to affect its action. So I'm curious to see what that does. Yeah, for $5, not a bad little thing. So that's cool. I did buy another bait that was working really, really good. It was a blade, and I caught quite a few fish with it until I caught this one trout that was rather large, and he kind of popped it off, and he's swimming somewhere in the lake with that thing in its mouth. So one more cool thing. So, bam. This was one of the things I told you guys about in the latest videos of a deal, 60% off. And this is a tactical knife. And I haven't looked at it yet. Pops out, snaps right into this case. So nice. It's hard plastic case. Look at how thick that blade is. That is a thick blade. Sharp too. Let me see. It's not as sharp as my fillet knife. So let's see if it'll. Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah, I will. I'll definitely. This is so anyway, it's got a serrated edge here, and it comes with a magnesium fire starter. This. So if you strike it, you can see the sparks coming off it. Ooh. Yeah, you can start a fire with that. Nice. These are pretty expensive. This whole thing with 60% off, it's got a nice grip to it. It was $8. Now it's 40% off right now, so it's $12. But that is still a very, very nice knife for $12. And with a fire starter and a snap-in sheath. That's pretty nice. This is an extremus. This is an extremus knife. I don't know much about knives, so I'm not a knife guy, but I couldn't pass up the deal. Plus, with my rewards, it was like free. How could you go wrong? But that is a very, very thick blade. A lot thicker than I expected. That is a very high, caliber blade, man. I know. $12. I mean, just a magnesium fire starter, just that thing. That's not cheap either. But I love it feels really good. It fits in my hand. I don't have big hands though. Yeah, I used to sell Gerber. But this is still cheaper than a Gerber. And I love the lock-in. The sheath is really cool. Just locks in. It's got a belt loop on it, and you gotta love the fire starter because I could use that camping. This is a really good thing. That's a good thing because I don't always have matches, and then not all matches stay lit, and it's windy or so. I could start my stove just with that. So that's kind of cool. That, guys, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I feel manly now. Manly. I feel manly. Wow. Very 3.5-inch fixed blade utility knife. 7CR17 stainless steel construction. I don't know what that means. Magnesium fire starter tool. PP and TPR molded handle. Glass filled nylon molded safety sheath. It's glass filled. Paracord lanyard included. So, evidently, some of that's very impressive. I just don't know. If you haven't checked them out, the Lansky 5-stone sharpeners are super cool to get a razor edge on them. I have to check it out, Alex. I'll have to check that out. Next vid, we need you to throw that knife into a bear running toward you. Well, if a bear was running toward me, I would definitely throw the knife or something. Oh, my goodness. Boy, it was windy today and cold. I wear shorts for the very first time. And something bothered me. I had a rod in the boat with me with a lure on it that had a large hook, and it was on the hook keeper. What I didn't know is that my shins are senseless, and in the boat, the hook kept digging into my skin, and it kept scratching, but I didn't know it. And I'll see a doctor tomorrow to find out why that was happening. I mean, why I can't feel it. And so what ended up happening is I got this huge wound. Blood, I was bleeding all over the guy's boat. I didn't know it. And then Charlie looks at me and goes, Mike, says, that's your blood. I guess not my blood. We had just caught 2 large trout. I thought it was the trout's blood. And he goes, no, that's yours. And I go, And so I look down and I have this gaping wound on my shin. I mean, it's nasty looking. You guys can't see it, and fortunately, I have a first aid kit. So I ended up wiping it down and putting some gauze on it. And what bothers me though is that I had no idea that this hook was digging into my skin and causing a lot of bleeding. It was like, I mean, I have a lot of problems. But I didn't know my shins had no sense of feeling to them. And it was the first time I wore shorts in like years. And so it's cold, it's windy, and I ended up digging a hole with a hook in my leg. So I'll go see a doctor tomorrow, and maybe they'll have an answer for me. I don't know why I have no sensation down there. It's weird, really weird. So I just, it's just, it's a huge wound. It's not deep. I don't need stitches, but it does bother me that I was hurting myself and I had no idea that I was hurting myself. So I felt bad, for Charlie, because I bled all over his tackle box and his boat. And fortunately, I had wipes and stuff in my first aid kit. But it's just weird It's just weird. I don't need any more problems. I really don't. I don't need any more problems. But if I'm senseless, it's just another thing. I'm just senseless. Well, it's not really probably with my COVID bout. I have damage to my nerve system in my neck and stuff like that. But which my left hand is half senseless. This part is numb. There's no sensation there. And but that really my C5, 6, and 7 usually affects my hand. I don't think there's anything that affects my legs, but I don't know. But that's nasty. That's nasty down there. You want to look at it? It's just, yuck. I think so. Yeah, I'm growing my mustache. But yeah, I look even. I mean, this Gaiter. I got this for doing a review for free. Look at that. It matches my shirt, and it says kastking on it. Look at that. I'm a blue boy. It's like an Oompa Loompa. You saw. They just got done fighting. I don't know if you heard them. My two cats don't get along very well. They were just yelling at each other. And this is a free bait that I got for doing a review. And I've never heard of them, but it actually looks promising. I mean, it's blue, big paddles on it. So toss it. It's free. Got nothing to lose to try it. So big giant paddles on it. Look at that thing. Those will probably come off with one bite, but looks like a fairly fragile lure. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, we caught I probably dozens of fish today. Dozens of fish. And it was another really good day. I'll be going Wednesday to JC Boyle again, and then Friday I'll be going out with my son, and we're going to go to Emigrant and just catch a bunch of crappie, and do a fish fry on Saturday. And there's Bello. Bello's in the background someplace. Bello. He likes to play in the cave. Hey, Funk. Oh, nice. Nice, Brendan. That's good. Yeah, I'm just tired. I'm just so tired. I mean, but I was so happy that not only did a subscriber want to go out fishing with me, but I was able to give him a day to remember, with his personal best in trout, his first bass, his first topwater hit, lots of fish. I mean, he was just catching fish left and right. He was a really nice guy to go fishing with. Charlie was, and I had a good time, and he did too. Hey, Jack. Hey, what's up? Well, had a great day fishing. I got I got my new knife by Extremus. Look at that. Look at that blade. That is a beast of a blade. That's a great blade. I love the sheath. I love the magnesium. Snaps right in. That's a nice sheath. So we'll see you, Alex. We'll see you. Yeah. Yeah, this is. I just cut some paper with it earlier, and yeah, it could get sharper. It could use a little sharper edge to it, but it comes pretty sharp. It's got like I said, the magnesium fire starter is really cool too. So I love the snap-in sheath. That's a nice. That's worth. It's $12, I think, right now on sale. It's normally $20. It's 40% off right now. Don't forget to do your kastking rewards, guys, because to be honest, I've been getting a lot of free stuff, and um, I even used some for one of our subscribers, my points, and was able to get him what he wanted too. So I know, $12. I mean, magnesium fire starter is worth quite a bit of money, but that is a great blade. It really is a really good blade. Look, I mean, it's so thick. I did not expect it to be that thick. I mean, if you pay $12 for a knife, would you expect it to be that thick? That is a thick old blade. I just didn't expect it to be that stout. So that is a nice knife for $12. It's a nice set for $12. Comes in different colors. I just went with black because it just seemed more melee. So, and for those, I don't know if you guys can find this thing online, but if you find this online, buy it. Buy more than one. I bought 3. This thing is there's the UPC on it, and this thing was catching everything today. Like I said, it caught maybe 15 fish in an hour, smallmouth, largemouth, and trout. And you have to reel this thing in really slow. I mean, because if you go anything medium or fast, this thing starts doing circles. It's the way it works. And it just, I had to reel in really slow, couple twitches, real slow, couple twitches. And this baby, oh my gosh, it was just catching fish left and right. Hey, Bello. Hey, Bello. You got to call Kastking. You got to call him. Give him a phone call and ask for Jose Cinco. And Jose is the KBA manager from my area anyway, but there's another guy, Gus something. And those are the two that will get you started as a KBA. So call him, ask for Jose. But yeah, you are. Look at you. Look at you. Hi. Hi. There's Bello. There's Bello. There goes Bello. He's just a big cat. So, but yeah, Jack and Brandon, give them a phone call. Ask for Jose Cinco. And that's enough. They don't have a minimum for subscribers. I mean, when I got sponsored, I think I had 100, not very many. And so it wasn't, there are some 52 subs is a good start. They really want you, Facebook, whatever media, social media, they just want you to use it in order to get get the name out there. And like this month, if you, they're having this, the rewards program push for a 1-year back date. And if you make a video, they give you a gift card. And for those with creative videos and this and that, they have drawings for larger gift cards to add to it. So, I mean, the largest is a $250 gift card on top of your $60. That's $310 worth of free merchandise from Kastking. And I don't know if I could spend that much, at least not now. I mean, that's a lot of Kastking. But I probably will use some of it if I win it for giveaway stuff for you guys, and do that. Just buy some stuff for future giveaways. So, yeah, they're looking for quality, engaged KBAs. They need people that are not only passionate about the product, but will do their best at promoting the product. Because they're doing everything through social media and and stuff like that. And it's a small thing to ask. So you're going to sponsor No Redemption? There's some great bait casting reels. Yeah. Don't spread yourself too thin. Don't, do what you can. And, but when they give you discounts and they give you free product and this and that, it's their way of rewarding your efforts. And I work hard, trying to live up to that. And the nice thing is you get to know the founder, you get to know the product designer. They only have about 100 employees. And it's easy to get to know everybody. And that's another nice thing about it. If it's a small company that does huge sales. So I like NRO. What's NRO? Oh, what's NRO? I know that one. My casting rod snapped today. Oh. I've never broke a rod. I've never broke a rod. Wow. Those Resolutes that I own, they are my favorite rods. They're spinning rods. And this new ultralight, definitely my favorite rod now. It used to be my other Resolute, and toss up between that and my Bass Pro Shop Pro Equalizer 2 with my Spartacus Plus on it. That's a really good one. That's a good combo. That's a great topwater combo for me. And it was, I got good rods, but the ultralight's definitely the most fun. It's the most fun. Oh, you're doing his yeah, 3-minute grab back. I'm surprised he's kept that up. I even told him, I says, you kept it up. That's a lot of money that he spent out just in shipping every week on those videos. So, what should you clean first with your super clean that you won? I don't know. I don't know. Whatever you want, Funk. Whatever's dirty, just go to the dirtiest and clean it first. Yeah, I saw your new rod. Yeah, I saw that. I saw the new rod. Looks really nice. It'll be interesting. You got it because it's a heavy rod or extra heavy, one of the two, and because you got these big swim baits. And the problem with extra heavy rods is that they're heavy compared to medium light, ultra light, things like that. So it's kind of a tough thing for me to get used to, but it'll maybe my car's engine. There you go. Yeah, these cars. I used to work on old cars, and I used to, yeah, I used to clean those engines. Nasty. So, yeah. Well, I'm just wondering how those things, when you get like my ultralight, doesn't even weigh 10 ounces between the rod and the reel. Doesn't even weigh 10 ounces. So it's 9 point something ounces. And it is so light in my hand that when I pick up my heavy or my extra heavy, it's like an anvil. So by comparison, I'm having so much fun with this, and when I want to go to top water, which is my medium heavy, which is a very light rod. It really is a very light rod, but it's just a hard transition. And so, you're working your wrist, especially with my top water, walking the lures on it, and I'm just doing this, and it just it feels so much different. Who makes that lure that you were having so much? Oh, that is Matsuo. Matsuo, that company, Matsuo. This little guy here, which is called an NC3 BTR brown trout. Hey, this thing, I mean, it's like, I did leave him one more in the store, but it's $3. I mean, look at that. It's $3. And if you can spend $3 and catch 15 fish in an hour, it's like okay, sold. Especially the variety that I was catching. I mean, just catching the smallmouth was great, but to catch over a dozen trout and a largemouth with this one little lure, super light. Oh, your loses minus 4 ounces. The lose. Oh, that's good. That's a nice lightweight. Yeah, this thing right here is this is really light. It's 9/32 of an ounce. So that's how heavy it is. So it's a very light lure that you have to reel in very slow. And it does dive really deep. I was shocked to see how deep it dove. It's probably about 6-7 feet diving. So yeah, I knew it was going to work when I saw it in the store. And I figured, well, let me get that. And I took it out right in front of the store. And like I said, it was bam, smallmouth bass, bam, largemouth bass. And then bam, bam. I just kept catching trout like crazy. And it was just, this is what I'm going to let my son use too. He's going to catch crazy stuff with that. And then this lipless crank just looks crazy. I mean, I like the color scheme on it for one, but I mean, look at those gills. It's 3D gills. I mean, that's crazy. Look at that. I have no idea what that's going to do in the water. So I really am curious to see what this will do. But this looks really cool. And if it has any kind of crazy action in the water, this will catch fish. This will catch fish too. So, the water temperature was about, 72, 74 degrees, depending on the day. It became real overcast, so it started cooling down. But we were in the 70s. So we're in total post-spawn. And the fish were just reacting, and we were just getting reaction bites. But we were using, jerk baits, and we were catching the largest fish with jerk baits. Hard baits were working better than soft bait, and typical spinners or something like that. We were just working hard baits, and it worked. And the hard baits were just killing it today. That's not normally the case where hard baits kill it. But lately, because of the water temperature and they're actively feeding off a small fish, so something small like this, they're just killing it. So and I was having really good luck with this jig. I don't know if you can see, but it's a sort of a purple jig. But see that tail? It's crazy, and it looks like a leader. Or a trailer. And this was working really, really well. I caught bass on this as well as, crappie and whatever, wanted to bite it. But I was catching bass on this. And this was this purple fleck with that tail. it was doing that worked really, really well. That is, let me see, I've got, I don't know if it's in here. I did bring one of my bags in. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Let's see if I've got that bag. It might not be in this. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. This Red Rooster. These work really well. redroosterbaits.com. This worked really, really well. So I got this in a box, mystery tackle box. It was the only good thing I got in the box that worked. And but this is beautiful. And on a yellow-headed jig, this thing, these large paddles on the back of it, and the purple in the water, the fish are going crazy for this jig. Okay, I will. I'll look at it. Yeah, so this right here, this little jig, I would tell you, to go to redroosterbaits.com. And I don't know how much that thing costs. I have no idea. Let's see. I haven't even looked. But definitely a bait that I would want again is this bait, redroosterbaits.com. Soft plastic baits. Soft plastics, 4% corks. Georgia Razor. I don't know. What is this thing? I don't know. It's like no picture there. Oh, that's not it. It's not that. It's Talon 2.0. Oh, it's the Talon 2.0, but for $3.99. And they've got them in crazy colors. Let's see. This one's doesn't say the color on it, but they got a lot of different colors. But this is like a purple, maybe raspberry. Oh, that's not it. Bubblegum flipping blue. I don't know. It's one of these. Sour grape. No, these are like two color ones. These are all two color. It's the same design, but this might have been like a clearance or something like that. But man, it works. Yeah, everything's like two colors. This is a Talon 2.0 thing. So anyway, love it. Love this jig. This is my go-to jig for just about all my pan fishing. And to be honest, I've had everything jump on it. So love that jig. So MB Patriot, Monster Bass Patriot. Yeah, I'm not a big Monster Bass fan. I know everybody else is. Monster Bass Patriot 2.0. All right, let's look at it. Shop Carl's. There it is. It looks like a blade jig, doesn't it? Is that a blade jig? It's good looking. How big is it? Oh, it's a walk the dog. Okay. It's a topwater. If I'm going to spend $10, I'm going to buy a Dogma from 6 cents. I'm not going to buy a Monster Bass. Dogma from 6 cents is the best walking bait I've ever tried. The Dogma 115. The reason they're always sold out of Dogma 115s is because everybody loves them. They work. I mean, the dogma works, and it walks beautifully. It's a little cupped chin on it in order to create a popping sound. It is the best walking bait on the market for $10. So I wouldn't buy a monster bass. I would definitely go to the 6 cents. But I'm sure that the monster bass works great. The dogma just can't work any better. I mean, let me just tell you, it just walks easily. It's easy to work, and it just always catches bass on top water. So go look at Well, I just got done looking at it. It's a 2.0. You want me to look at the 3.0 now? Store. Baits. Where is the whatever? Bass Patriot 3.0. Still, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's still $10. It just can't work better than the dogma. I refuse to think that anything could. So, well, let me just tell you that if you go to 6 cents and go to their top waters, go to the dogma, and you will see what I'm talking about, because the 115s work better than the 100s, in my opinion, and the 115s kill every time. And they have them. The Black Magic, which I have, is a black one, and with beautiful iridescence on it and glowing eyes. Absolutely spectacular walking. Well, just look at the variety. The Silver Shad, I think, is the one that I use the most, but I have a lot of Mad Dogs and the Mag Dogs and the Dogmas in 6 cents, and they're the best. They're the best. Yeah, well, I'll tell you, you do a fish off between the Dogma and the Patriot, the Dogma is going to kick its butt. It's just going to. Well, I'm not going to buy it now. I just bought a bunch of little lures today, so I'm going to buy it now. It's like, so go buy it. You buy it. It's like, no, it won't. If you've never fished the Dogma 115, you have a hard time understanding how good that lure is. I have caught more fish, more bass on the Dogma 115 than any other lure, any other plastic that I have in my arsenal. And I got a lot of stuff in my arsenal. And nothing beats it. I mean, I've caught 5 bass in a row in 5 casts with the Dogma. I've had just days to where, this right now the Dogma is just amazing. Yeah, we agree to disagree. So you will win. Well, it's nice to be young and confident. I'm old and stubborn. You're young and confident. It's just the way it is. But I will tell you that this little weird thing, that tail is amazing on that jig. It is a great jig. And this Matsuo brown trout, this thing, I couldn't believe it, how successful that bait was today. I mean, in just around an hour, I mean, think about it. I caught about 15 fish in about an hour, and that's one every 3 minutes, right? 4 minutes. So every 4 minutes, I had a hook in a fish all because of this thing. I mean, if you can catch a fish every 4 minutes, would you buy the lure? Well, of course you would. This beats anything I've ever had. This thing beats even a 6 Sense, and I'm a huge 6 Sense fan. Huge. I mean, I have. Look at this. I mean, I'll show you a Black Magic. This is a Black Magic Swink. Now, on this one, I actually have caught my personal best bass on this particular lure. But this is a Black Magic Swink. But you see it's black. It's got that blue, the glowing eyes. Those eyes glow. Look at the belly. I mean, only 6 Sense gives you paint schemes like this. I mean, look at that eye. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, that eye is just killer. And at my personal best, twice. And this has actually gotten my personal best twice. This one lure, and that thing just kills out on the water. Fantastic. But all of 6 Sense stuff. I mean, all of 6 Sense stuff. It looks fantastic. I mean, it just does. I mean, they don't make an ugly lure. So there's another black. This is another. It's not called Black Magic, but this is still a really cool black bait with some iridescence, and love the belly on it. It's hard for you to see it in that light, but it has that glow on the bottom, and nice, medium diving bait. So the black baits work really, really good. And then these swanks, with this outward turned square bill, these things come through the water, and they're just doing this. I mean, they're just going crazy, and they only go down about 2 to 3 feet, and so they're they're shallow. And this thing, I'm sorry, I've never seen a company that has more consistently high quality, beautiful, lures than 6 Sense. I don't know of any other company that makes lures consistently this beautiful. I mean, Guggen doesn't. Monster Bass doesn't. It's just there's not this consistency through their entire line. There's not an ugly one in the bunch. There's just, it's the best subscription box is 6 Sense. If you subscribe to anyone, this is their lip list. Let's see, and they do make. This is an interesting lip list. I don't know if you can see on the bottom, it says suspended. This one will actually go dive down and hold at 3 feet. And it'll just go ahead and it'll just at 3 feet. That's a strange lipless, because lipless will sink. You can usually fish them at any depth. This particular one will suspend at 3 feet. And that's kind of cool, because you could stop it and it'll just hold itself. And that gives that bass an opportunity to grab a hold of this. So instead of sinking, this one actually just suspends at 3 feet. This is, again, 6 Sense. And they do some very unique things. They are their own designers and their own, Bleeding Shad works great. They just consistently make great lures. The best subscription box there is asking. Anybody on the internet. Monster Bass makes good boxes, but they don't always work, and they don't make everything. And so 6 Sense does, and so they have control over it. But this Red Rooster thing is just. And all else, I actually throw this a lot. I throw that one a lot. So crazy. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys and my new knife. That's a great knife. Do I look manly? That's a great knife. They're about to come out with 5 more knives, a hatchet and machete and some other stuff. So they just released 3 knives for the kitchen, an indoor knife. They have a chef knife, uh, carving knife, and a paring knife they just came out with. And then you're about to see 5 more outdoor knives by Extremus probably this week. And when they come out, they'll be 60% off. So well, I'm glad. I'm glad you feel so confident about Monster Bass. I really do. But there's not a person that is a fan of Monster Bass that would ever speak ill of Sixth Sense. Nobody does. There is not a single respectable person out there that will speak poorly of Sixth Sense, because they are that good of a company, and they're a small company that has made huge inroads like Kastking has. Both of them are fairly new, and they've done a great job at making inroads into their marketplaces. I mean, Kastking is the #1 fishing gear company on Amazon, and they're only 6 years old with 100 employees. I mean, come on. And then Sixth Sense is a small company too, and they're fairly new. You know, they've only been around about the same amount of time as Kastking, but there's just like nobody that would speak ill of them. Everybody loves their subscription packages. Everybody loves their lures and their baits, and even a lot of monster bass guys. You know, you look at people like Burley Fishing or whoever, they love Sixth Sense. So just because they endorse Monster Bass, and you know they're brand ambassadors for Monster Bass, doesn't mean you can't respect or love another brand. I mean, I do, and but you just can't go wrong with a Sixth Sense. I still think they're the best subscription, but they're the ones that started with, giving you bags and bait. This bait bag here is from them. They're the ones that started it. Monster Bass copied them. Monster Bass is giving you bait bags now. Why? Because Sixth Sense did it. So who's leading? I mean, it's Sixth Sense that's leading, making Monster Bass do things. It's not the other way around. So that's just the way it works. It's competition. So instead of giving you a stupid box you throw away, which is what Monster Bass did last year, now they're giving you bait bags. Well, that's because these guys did it. It's because Sixth Sense did it. They've always done it. They've always given you bags. They've never, ever, in a subscription box, gave you a box. They never gave you a box. They always gave you bags. And they give you different bags. They may give you little pouches like this. They may give you a bait bag, a big one. It might be a soft plastics bag. They switch it up. So I'll show you a Sixth Sense bag. This is a Sixth Sense bag. Again, and it's tough as nails. These guys did it first. Monster Bass copied them. And they make the best rod sleeves you could possibly imagine. It's made out of neoprene. And neoprene, I mean, but their rod sleeves are made out of is fantastic. Yeah, they do switch it up. And so, you can only have so many of these, but they have other bait bags, different types of bait bags. There's a soft plastics bag, and then they have bait bags, and then they have these sacks, which I use. and on my my kayak. But this, I mean, again, yeah, the rod sleeves for 6 cents. You guys, if you ever want the highest quality rod sleeve, get a 6 cents, hands down. Those are neoprene. They're not nylon. They work fantastic. They're smooth to get on and off your rod. They are the best rod sleeve on the market. Yeah, they cost the same as everybody else's stuff too. They're $10 per sleeve. But what a great sleeve! So, and I need to get some. I need to get some spinning rod sleeves. So, I need to get a couple more from them. But anyway, I just I've tried Monster Bass. I like Monster Bass, some of their stuff, but it's sort of like getting that mystery tackle box. I got one good thing out of it that is something I love. That's it. There's just nothing else in there actually worked. And then I had a Guggen, a Mondo kit, and nothing on that thing worked. I haven't caught anything on any of those. I had Monster Bass, and I don't know, just didn't work out well for me. So, all right, I'll let you go. Let you guys go. Hey, David, I got to run too. Tight lines, buddy. And if you guys are ever in the area, I'd go fishing with you, man. We catch lots of fish. Right now, I catch lots of fish. You want to catch a fish every 4 minutes? I'm your guy. Anyway, you guys take care. How do you catch crappie? Oh, use that, a little jig, little hook, and a pea-size amount of power bait, trot bait dough, just a pea size. Put that on there, and it works great. Hey, Eagle Fire. Good night, buddy. But yeah, that's how you catch crappie. And just drop it down there, jig it, and pull them up. We caught a bunch of crappie today, black and white crappie. So we caught a bunch of them today. So we just caught a bunch of stuff. So anyway, guys, good night. It's way past my bedtime. Been a long day out on the lake. So I will see you guys out on the water, and definitely, check out some of the new stuff that I put out there. I put a lot of videos on this last week. So some great deals. You're going to see some really good deals on knives this week. Maybe even camping tents. That should be coming out this week too. So if you need a camping tent, there'll be probably some 60% off on some extremus tents. So really cool stuff coming out. So look forward to it. By the end of the week, you should be able to spend some more money on extremus. Gotta love the knife. Take care, guys. Have a good one.